For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. My name is Timothy Poleon. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. And of course, Amanda is here. She'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room. And you'll be able to call as well at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. We hope you're having yourself an enjoyable and a fantastic Friday. And no doubt you all set for the weekend. What is in store on this program? A whole lot. You certainly will be edified, you'll be entertained as well, and you will be engaged. So going through the NewsSpin WhatsApp group, there's a statement there by one Jadia Japierre, if that's the person I have known for a while now. She's an attorney, used to be the press secretary to Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony. And she writes there, the governor of the ECCB must go, okay? But so must all the individuals who serve on the board and monetary council of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. This palace was not approved by one man. Please spare us the rhetoric. If one must go, all must go. Simple so. Too much scapegoating in the place. So let's put this in the context. Earlier this week, we were shocked by a revelation that was made by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. And it appears that a letter that he wrote to the chairman of the Council of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, that letter apparently was leaked. And in it, a shocking revelation that a residence is being constructed for the governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to the tune of 22 million EC dollars. And that governor is Mr. Timothy Antoine. His predecessor was St. Lucian Dwight Venner, the late Dwight Venner, former director of finance of St. Lucia. And according to what I've been hearing, Mr. Venner, simple individual, and he was not one who would show off or one who asked for too much in terms of his accommodation in St. Kitts whilst he was the governor of the ECCB. But it appears that a lot has changed over the last few years. And this issue has rocked the sub-region, the member states of the ECCB, because we are admittedly living in hard times when we are being called upon to make sacrifice after sacrifice, including, in the case of St. Lucia, a 2.5% health and security levy. Some people are saying that the governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank does not have a choice. He ought to resign. But as I read to you, others are saying maybe the members of the board of the ECCB and those who make up the Monetary Council, I think the Monetary Council would be made up of the finance ministers in the sub-region. And you know who is our finance minister in St. Lucia? Because this would have occurred under their watch. Maybe they were not paying attention. Maybe they were oblivious to this particular situation. But definitely, according to what some people are saying, and I agree, they have to bear some kind of responsibility. And this is very shameful because those people we have either elected or appointed to make certain decisions on our behalf and also to ensure that their fiduciary responsibilities are taken seriously. Very often they're caught sleeping at the wheel. Or maybe it's a case where they're very much awake, but just let things slide because it is not something that is detrimental to them directly. Because while those things are going on, rest assured they are being paid hefty salaries. And you wonder whether a lot of those people are earning. They're really earning what they are being paid. So, in Grenada, you would expect that Grenadians would be jumping to the defense of Mr. Timothy Antoine, but not so in the case of one attorney in particular, one Clouden. And we have a report from Nisha Paul of the Grenada Broadcasting Network, where in that report, the attorney is asking for the resignation of Mr. Timothy Antoine.
I want to endorse and adopt the revulsion and utter despicable actions as expressed by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent, Ralph Gonsalves. Thank God he's still around to at least give some supreme guidance to the conduct of such persons when they fall out of line. He's in that tradition, and I wish to adopt his recommendation, having regard to all the surrounding circumstances, that the governor of the bank should tender his resignation.
That was attorney Anselm Clouden endorsing concerns raised by Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves regarding the multi-million-dollar investment in a permanent residence for the governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank in St. Kitts. Beyond pushing for Antoine's resignation, Clouden is calling for a full investigation into how the multi-million-dollar project was approved, stressing the need for transparency in the management of regional funds.
The most important step I suggest ought to be taken now is an investigation into the minutes of the meeting of the council that would have endorsed such a lavish residence at the expense of each and every taxpayer of the subscribing states within the ECCB. There's no dispute that we need a suitable residence for the governor of the bank, but not a residence that exceeds the ambit of reasonable appropriation of the region's money.
The controversy has sparked wider concerns about how the ECCB's Monetary Council allocates funds, with Clouden questioning whether the decision was made in the best interest of citizens across the Eastern Caribbean. Clouden also took aim at the stark contrast between extravagant government spending and the economic hardships many Caribbean people face.
They're custodians. They have a fiduciary relationship to us, citizens, and they cannot squander the funds that are given to them for investment purposes, transnational investment, invest in U.S. bonds, invest in Canadian securities and the like. And this is how our currency remains stable. So that Attorney General should look at whether it is possible to introduce some sort of legal action on the basis of misfeasance. This situation that has developed needs to be looked into by regional leaders and determine whether, in fact, a residence, well, it's akin to a palace, befitting for a king, should be used by the governor of the bank. It sends a distorted signal to the population at large, most of which are struggling people, living from day to day on their paychecks, and paying their taxes, and whether their money should be squandered by those who want to acquire the type of extravagant and lavish lifestyle for themselves.
Reporting for GBN News, Nisha.
And that's a report filed for GBN News by one Nisha Paul. I hope that the Prime Minister of St. Lucia's Minister with responsibility for finance, also having previously served as the chairman of the ECCB Monetary Council, will take the opportunity to address that issue during the course of today, maybe tomorrow, but definitely address that situation on Sunday during the St. Lucia Labour Party public meeting in Ancillary. So I did two things there. Gave the SLP a plug. Don't say I'm not being nice to you guys. Gave you a plug. You have your event coming up on Sunday in Ancillary. And also for the Prime Minister to take the opportunity to address that sensitive issue. Very embarrassing as well. You remember the governor of the ECCB, and we're not passing judgment on anyone. We are not jumping the gun. We are just saying that this certainly is crying out for clarification by all and sundry. It is not something that was manufactured by the ordinary man in the street in Bastier or in Kingstown or in Roseau or in Castries. It is coming from the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a veteran politician, respected leader, writing a letter to his counterpart over in Antigua and Barbuda. So against that background, I'm saying that as a member of the ECCB and the ECCU, our Prime Minister, who is also the Minister with responsibility for finance, he owes us some kind of reaction to this situation. Let's listen to Mr. Timothy Antoine, because the same individual was saying that the oppressive tax, VAT, value-added tax, at 12.5% should be increased. And people are saying that he appeared on Newsmaker Live. It was not on Newsmaker Live. It was the statement was made on the Newsmaker Live set on a Wednesday, and at the time he was being interviewed by DBS's Lisa Joseph.
It certainly is one of the lowest. I mean, most countries are at 15, some at 16, some even 17%. 12.5 is the lowest. Tourism has always had a special rate. Some countries have it at 10%, maybe one or two at 8%. I think 10% in some countries. I think it has to be reviewed. The timing of the adjustment is to be looked at, because of course we're in the middle of a challenge with inflation. So what is the right time to do that? But at the end of the day, you have to sustain yourself. I mean, you know, when you board an airplane and you are getting your instructions, they tell you in the event of an emergency, you have to put on your oxygen mask first, and then you help others nearby. The basic moral of that story, takeaway, is if the state is not in a position itself to take care of its basic operation, it can't help others. So you have to put your fiscal house in order, whether that means raising revenue, cutting expenditure, or a combination of. And typically it's a combination that is required to get the appropriate adjustment. So I do think it needs to be reviewed and a determination made of what is the appropriate level, and if a determination is made to change it, what is the right time to make that change.
Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Bank, Central Bank, ECCB Bank, Mr. Timothy Antoine. What a situation. We are still on this wicket, because it is serious. The Cabinet of Ministers, they are not paying due attention to this crisis, because we have various forms of crises in the world and in St. Lucia. We talk a lot about the crime problem in our country. I will make reference to the statistics, 77 homicides and 72 and 75, etc., etc. But let's pay attention to the number of people who are denied a precious resource. And Wasco should change its motto. Let's think about water is life. Change this. Does not make sense. It is not applicable, and definitely it does not jive with your behavior, your bad PR, bad customer service. You seldom hear from Wasco officials lamenting the problem, addressing the situation, speaking directly to their customers, displaying empathy. None of those you get from Wasco. And this is not unfortunate, as most people like to say. This is unacceptable. So many people are suffering on a daily basis without potable water. And you know what? Instead of addressing issues of that nature, other people want to focus on NewsSpin and our host and the callers to the broadcast, etc. We will continue to focus on issues that are impacting the people of this country. Whether the SLP is in office or whether the United Workers' Party wins the next general election, we will, I vow, not to change our approach. approach. And so, some people have been sending me some voice notes. And that is from Degazon. And in the run-up to a general election, very often you have the incumbent and then you have other people who want to capture seats in St. Lucia walking through the communities, etc. Are you telling me that the politicians, both the incumbent and those who want to represent the residents of that community, among other communities that are impacted, are not aware of the water crisis in St. Lucia? Listen to what some of the residents of Degazon have to say.
Good morning, team. I am frustrated. I have been without Wasco water for so long. I have lost count of how many weeks that I have not had Wasco water. I am frustrated and somebody needs to do something about it.
Good morning, team. This is so frustrating and stressful. It's actually been 7 weeks. We have no water in the Gaza, and the stress level, it's causing anxiety, it's causing distress. Persons are uncomfortable. Wasco is not answering their phones. Everybody you're calling is a different story. At least come to the community to see what's happening and who can get some water. This is disappointing. We cannot take it anymore. We need water. Water is life.
Mr. Timothy, man, I have to say that I am totally disappointed in our water system. I am totally disappointed in the service that we are getting from Wasco. I tell you, after not having water since January, we having issues with water. My tongue dried up. I have not had a proper bath for the whole of February, going into March right now. Imagine I have called Wasco to buy water from Wasco. Wasco wouldn't sell me water. I have called Wasco to set up an appointment for people to drop, for them to bring water for me. They refuse to do so. They refuse to send the water as they promised. They have promised that they've been sending water now every week for the past 5 weeks. They've been promising that they will send that water. And Timothy, I am up to my neck with it. If I have to tell you, Timothy, what I am thinking of doing at this point, I probably will land myself in jail. So I would rather not mention this. I would rather keep it to myself as a thought process. But this is not right. We cannot afford to be in a country where we are in modern times, and for us to be having these kind of problems with water. We have rain all the time. We do not have a problem in terms of water coming from the rain. We have rainwater. So Wasco have no excuse. And every time you call them, they lie to you. They are pathetic liars. And Timothy, I believe there is a hell. And I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, every single person at Wasco is going to hell. Because every single one of them that you call and that you speak to on the phone, they lie to you. They blatantly lie to you. And as a citizen, as somebody residing in the Grand Riviere area, Timothy, we cannot afford to be living like that. It's like we're living like animals. How can you live without water? How can you have children, babies, and you have no water to deal with them? That's not right. It is not fair. And the government need to do something about that. The government need to intervene at this point. They need to intervene. Very soon, members of the government will be coming around asking for votes. They need to do something about that. How can we vote for a government and that is not taking care of us? Somebody has to do something. And Timothy, we solicit your assistance, man. We really need your assistance, to at least put our voice out there for persons to know what we are going through, because this is not right. This is not right.
Good morning, team. It's been up to 7 weeks, going on to 8 weeks now. We have no water in the Gaza. At this point, we've called, we've left messages, they've taken our names, our numbers. They've said that they're going to send a truck, then they've said they're looking into it. They said the pump is on, but we still do not have any running water in the pipe. I have 2 babies in the house. I have a daughter writing a CPA. I have to keep her out of school on certain days when I do not get enough water to wash her uniforms. I have to buy water to bathe the babies. I have to ask my boss to work from home on certain days because I really cannot make it to the office. It reaches a stage now where you feel like, well, there's nothing left to do. And Wasco is giving the same stories over and over. At this point, we just need them to send some water at least. If you're not going to send water in the pipe, send a truck, come and see what's going on. But nothing, nobody's reaching out. It's almost like we don't exist up in the Gaza.
Folks of the Gaza, affected communities who are feeling the effect of this water crisis in St. Lucia. Now, ask if you're serious about your customers, you heard them, frustrated. Those people, they are suffering because of your inefficiencies and deficiencies. If you care about those people, you will do something about the water crisis that is impacting them. Or you could also call NewsSpin this afternoon to address them directly. As for the residents of those affected communities, you're very patient. You're very tolerant individuals. Maybe you will have to take your concern directly to the water and sewage company. You know where they are located. I remember a few years ago, as I said yesterday, one woman mounted a protest outside the headquarters of Wasco. And I think that was impactful. Far less if the dozens, if not the hundreds of people who are affected right now, if they make their presence felt outside the headquarters of the water and sewage company at Lance Road. Some of you have said that you call and your calls are being ignored. One individual said he is being lied to. So take your concerns directly to the source of the problem so that they can act as far as bringing some kind of relief to you. 7 weeks without water. Guy had a good bath maybe in January of this year. Unacceptable. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And of course, Amanda will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. We have our first call online. Let's see if we could put this call on the air right now. As we say, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. Go ahead with your contribution, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm very, very sorry for the people. Let me tell you, Mr. Murphy, good afternoon. Who are they, Kimani? Amanda?
Amanda.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Let me tell you, it's our money that pay that people. If people decide don't take water, don't pay the bill, who pay that people? It's our money that pay that people, you know. If people have babies, you have to go to work to get the money to pay them. That's one. You have to send your child school. The child have to be clean to go to school. Her uniform, he have to be clean to go to school. You yourself need your clothes to wash. You understand? You need clean. You cannot go work. You smelling, your clothes dirty. You need the clothes. After all, even a Wasco working, you don't want your children, you don't want your wife, you don't want yourself dirty. You want yourself bathed clean, smelling nice to go and work on the people's office. They don't want to smell of you. You know, you want to be yourself fresh. You understand? To let the people not get in water. We're not even like say we calm down now, right now. People suffer for water. Oh my goodness, and water is the health. Oh my. That's not good, huh? That's not good at all because our money that pay them. If people decide not to pay water, where are we going there? Who pay them? Who pay them? They cannot get paid. You know, the people have right to say that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. Let's take another call via WhatsApp again. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello. Okay, we have lost this call. 452-2979. Once again, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. Another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tim, and how you doing, sir?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
All right. Mr. Tim, what I've always been saying, and I think I've been emphasizing this point over and over, the populace of Castries have already gone up. Wasco still have one tank to serve the populace that used to serve about 2,000 or 3,000 people in the 80s and the 90s. That is the same problem we have in Ipmonwipo, you know. They have days that we're not having any amount of water because the tank they built for the population was maybe about 2,000 people. Now you find that the population have already gone up to 10,000, 14,000, nearly 15,000 people. You only have one tank. And that is the kind of service Wasco have been giving you a bill for you to pay every month and giving you poor quality service, at least about the Abofest or the Jugwa, because that is happening in this region there, right? You mean to tell me you cannot come there with a truck and give the people at least 2 buckets or 3 buckets of pipe-borne water? Pass it for Mike and say that you come into that particular place and knowing the situation, one truck would not be able to feed the populace. So you come there with 2 or 3 trucks. Man, I'm tired of talking to St. Timothy, have a nice day, man. And a nice afternoon, man.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. 452-2979. Once again, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. Let me turn my attention to you, Amanda. Let's find out what is happening in the chat room. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, New Spinners. Someone says here, Tim, I don't understand with so much rivers and water running to the sea for St. Lucia to have a problem like that. It baffles me. Now the comment reads, our health system is ill and shortages of water is a disaster waiting to happen. Now the comment reads, Tim, didn't Wasco just appoint a new management to manage their affairs? The people must hear from Wasco management, so please place a call to them now because they will not call you. I am waiting for you to make that call. Now the comment reads, it's high time we the people of St. Lucia start to ask these government questions. We are demanding questions. Someone replied to this saying, they don't answer questions. PJP will tell you, I don't know, or that's not your business, and Emma will tell you, kill it. Now the comment, the palace has a $15 million cost overrun. How will this look? Commentary from Marcella Johnson. In the same vein, the SLP government must go. An $80 million loan to repair the Darren Tammy Stadium for the same stadium, which took $40 million. Where are the funds? Now the commentary, I cannot agree more with Jada. With Jada, I believe? Jada, right, okay. The Monetary Council has the final say. They are the top of the organization. Before them is the board, and before the board is the governor, as per the organizational chart of the institution. Why are we only getting to know this now when the building construction is this far? The building is a little over 2 years. Who was the chair during that period? Another comment reads, he saw himself as a king. So sad, no humility.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for that update. Let's see if you have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Tim, with that Wasco fiasco, the entire management have to resign. The board has to resign for that thing to stop. And especially the government too, they have to go. Across the field, all of them have to go. All 17 parliamentarians, senators, Nipwali. They need to surrender, fly the white flag. Let the people go back to the polls and choose a government to see how we could get a soulagement. And Tim, Wasco, I'm not blaming the workers, you know, because the management part, the offices that have the money to spend to see that the machinery put in place that people could get water, they are the people we have to blame. Because if you don't have that, how can you send the fellas to do the work they're supposed to do? And they will tell you, well, we can get pipes from China, we can get pipes from Japan. That is the problem. But Tim, you remember about the silking, the dam?
Yeah.
You remember the money they used to take? We forget about that. I need to raise the dead now. I want to know if they're still taking money. The money that they say they put in certain percent to take from people when they go and pay their bills to still the dam. I want to know where all that money going, Tim. And Tim, you see, when you're applying for water from Wasco, they cut in the road, right? And then Wasco does not come to deal with that. So you have a gutter in the road. Last year, Tim, and my sympathies goes out to Gege family in Bogie. I think you know them people very well, Tim, because you traverse that road most of the time. Tim, there is a gutter when you're going down to Bogie. I call it a gutter because Wasco cut that to planting pipes there so people could get water. And then Virginia Albert Poyot keeps saying that young farmers don't want, young people don't want to do farming. You remember she said that one time on your program, right?
Yes, Colin.
Now, right. Now the problem I have right now, Tim, the road, a young farmer worked tirelessly to buy a car from Japan. And it was 7 o'clock, he was making his way down to Maki Estate, the car that he worked very hard to purchase. Now, when he approached that gutter, Tim, if you're going down to Bogie, Tim, what would you do if you're approaching the gutter, Tim, as a driver? Not slow down?
You have to.
Thank you very much. Now, there's another young farmer, Tim. The man didn't slow down. He just ran into the man and telling the man he's wrong. And after 4 days, you know what happened? He sent lawyer letter. Now, Tim, the man, I tell you that he's the man. I am not going to mention names, but his mother is a senator in the Labour Party government. And in my opinion, Tim, the man is wrong. And I feel the mother should call the young man, the other farmer, and to repair the man's car. He went to court, I think it was yesterday, but I don't know what outcome, you know, of that case. But Tim, there's so many things is going on, Tim. And right now, I was told the guy is overseas. But I will call you, Tim, and I will tell you exactly who is the senator son that actually mashed up the man car. And that very same...
Caller, that is an issue for the police. That's not an issue for NewsSpin, sir. Yeah, because we will not be able to provide any kind of redress to the individuals or the parties.
He was bullying the other farmer, which is not good. And when it's wrong, we need to say it's wrong. And Tim, the other problem I have in St. Lucia, the Catholic Constituency Council, the management again there, it's stuck. They do not have a CEO. So who are the signatories there, Tim? And that is wrong. You must have a CEO because the Constitution makes provision. You must have a CEO. So how this check been processed, Tim? I want you to investigate that for me, Tim, and to find out if there is a CEO. Thank you very much, Tim.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. Let's see if we can get another update from Amanda.
Someone says here, thank you, John Compton, for that little dam, or all now so we would be drinking each other's pee. Another comment, I don't understand why people are calling on Timothy to do something about their lack of water. People, you have the power in your hands. Go down to WASCO offices and stop them from going into their offices. Bring your dirty water and throw it at them. Come on, people, rise up against those faceless bureaucrats. Another comment, WASCO has always been a problem and they continue to be a problem, and the most annoying thing is that they expect you to pay for the water you're not getting. Another comment reads, Philip JP, I won't say anything about Timothy Antoine. He has come to St. Lucia twice to do the bidding of this government. Once to defend the new 2.5% tax, and another time to defend the corruption in our CIP. Commentary from Peter Chico reads, the team, we await a response from the authorities. Just imagine some of us live in such luxury from taxpayers' sweats. Another comment here reads, either they are not paying attention or just incompetent, and I'm going with the latter. And a commentary in the chat room reads, all this money being spent on residential property for the head of a regional institution when the people of the region are not being able to access a body, regional or otherwise, that will assist them in ensuring that their fundamental rights are being respected through the courts. Shake my head. That's it for me, Tim.
Thank you so much for that update, Amanda. Still to come, we'll be having some more updates from you, as well as some more calls at 452-2979 and WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And of course, tomorrow is International Women's Day. That's March the 8th. And the Ministry of Gender Affairs, the Gender Affairs Department, etc., they have organized some activities. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbouté at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilac is transforming how you move. With our new electric vehicle charging stations, getting a quick and reliable charge is easier than ever. From Rodney Bay to Dennery, Vieux-Fort and Soufriere, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge network offers both fast and standard charging options. Convenient, efficient, and always ready when you are. Just download the Flash Charge app from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and with a few simple taps, you can set up an account and link it to a credit card. Find a station or scan the QR code to start charging in seconds. Lucilac is powering your journey and driving us toward a cleaner, greener future. Charge ahead with Lucilac's EV stations. Lucilac electric vehicle chargers, powering progress, energizing the future.
Taco Thursdays at Senior Snapper from Thursday, 13th February 2025 and every Thursday.
St. Lucia, your Thursdays just got a whole lot better. After work, there's only one place to be. Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper Seafood Grill and Margarita Bar.
In Cruzley Town, that is Marie Therese Street.
Live DJ, fresh tacos, and island vibes. What more do you need? Tacos for just $10 plus 2-for-1 margaritas and mojitos to keep the good times flowing.
Thursdays is Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper.
You asked for it and you got it.
A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
2 minutes and you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Bouteille. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you.
What have we here?
Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you. Just for me? Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience. So I get to treat myself every time I shop? Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. And Lucilec wishes to advise customers and the public of the early closure of its customer service offices in Rodney Bay and VA4 today, Friday, March the 7th, as follows. The VA4 office has been closed from 10 o'clock this morning. The Rodney Bay office has been closed from 11 o'clock this morning. This early closure is necessary to facilitate staff participation in a work-related activity to celebrate International Women's Day. Normal business will resume at all offices on Monday, March the 10th at 8 a.m. Customers who wish to make payments during the closure period are kindly advised to access the My Account service at myaccountlucilec.com, Shop Pays online and walk-in service options, or the financial institutions that offer this service. For account balances, customers may dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433, 457-4433. Customers can access other Lucelec services by using the virtual service desk at www.lucelec.com. Please be advised that responses on the virtual service desk will be delayed due to limited staffing. The management of Lucelec regrets any inconvenience that this early closure may cause. Let's continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a WhatsApp call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team, and how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Good afternoon to you. How about you?
I'm doing well enough.
All right,
Tim,
Mr. Guy Joseph.
This water discussion is something that it takes some in-depth assessment to know. I believe that much better can be done than what is being done today. I will preempt my statement by saying that, do you remember years ago, Tim, the Labour Party government wanted to sell Wasco to a Viola water company from France?
Was it they wanted to enter what? Into a PPP arrangement?
No, they were selling.
They wanted to sell Wasco.
Mm-hmm. And when UWP came into office in 2006, we stopped it. I believe the crisis situation, some of the things we have, I believe these are created crisis so that they can justify a move to sell Wasco. And when you hear about the sovereign fund that is coming to Parliament, you will begin to understand why this government wants to get rid of everything that belongs to St. Lucia. And time, I've said to St. Lucians, time will reveal a lot of things to us. But let's go to the core of the issues that we have faced. We've had a lot of rain, Tim. Why is there all these water shortages? You remember last year, Wasco's solution to the problem was no new connections for anybody?
Yes, I remember.
Now, think of it. A young St. Lucian, at the same time the government was giving grants and loans to young people to start businesses. Do you know that some of these businesses could not get water connections because no new connections were being made? If you newly built a house that you are on the rent, you've served your landlord with notice that you'll be living, expecting to move into your home and to get a water connection. You are being denied a water connection on the basis of water shortages on the island. So why, if it's 5 gallons of water, the 5 gallons cannot be shared equally among everybody? Why some people have to be deprived of a basic necessity as water? Are we in this health crisis we have? Are we supposed to go back to the rivers and get water as when we had all the bilharzia problem and the tuberculosis and all of those things back in the day? It was the UWP government that started the establishment of proper water distribution. And Tim, the water crisis we have today, or the crisis with Wasco, has been facilitated to a great extent by the Labour Party. And let me just give you a brief history. You remember we had WASA before.
Yes.
And when Labour came into office in 1997, they established a new company they call Wasco. And they increased the price of water by 100%. Tim.
Yeah.
Did our water supply issues improve?
No.
Then again, Labour Party came back into office in 2011 and increased water by 66.5%. 66.5%. And part of it was for the desilting of the Roseau Dam. Under the Labour Party collected money for years from St. Lucians and never desilted, never removed one shovel of silt from the dam. But the same Kenny Anthony and Philip J. Pierre came to the Parliament of St. Lucia and said we should not be charging people the airport departure tax because we had not started constructing the airport. You remember that, Tim?
That's well known.
So St. Lucians could pay for a dam, desilting, that never started under Labour, but the foreigners could not pay for the airport departure tax, which was to build the airport or to improve the accommodation at the airport. Now let's look at what happened. UWP came into office and we had to undertake the task of starting the process of desilting. And the lies being peddled by the Ministry of... Which ministry is presently responsible for Wasco, team?
That would be the minister who is responsible is Mr. Stevenson King.
So Tim, you find that strange?
Yeah.
What has happened to the roads in St. Lucia? Tell me which ministry has been given to Minister King that is functioning above 50% in this country. Nothing, Tim. Our internet service is the worst it has ever been in a long time, Tim. The roads is in the worst condition. And now you put Wasco under his watch, and then you expect that the situation at Wasco will improve. So you have a political problem and you have a management problem with Wasco. Because, Tim, after Hurricane Thomas, and we need to remind St. Lucians, when Sir John built the Roseau Dam, you remember Labour Party said, dam the dam?
Yeah.
Roseau Dam was never to solve all the water woes in St. Lucia, you know. They were never supposed to close the Wavin Poisson intake, and most of the intakes at La Saucière and Pitoflo and these areas which supplied Hill 20 with water was abandoned between 97 and 2006. And I remember when we had Hurricane Thomas, I tried to revive the Vanna intake and the Wavin Poisson intake. But the landslides had caused so much silt, Tim, that after 3 days of removing silt, it was still filled up. So we realized that we were not getting through. We had already revived the process of cleaning these pipes that had been condemned for years. So for people to think that Roseau Dam can solve all the water problems in St. Lucia, Roseau Dam was a main reservoir, but we were supposed, and when we measured Wavin Poisson intake, we were getting about 900,000 gallons there a day. In the Vanna intake, we were getting over 1.2 million gallons a day. And the UWP had been working on the possibility of having a couple wells drilled in certain areas, but there was fear of the environment and the aquifers and what would happen. But Tim, when people say all governments are the same, I totally disagree. The South had major water issues. It had to take a UWP government coming into office to commission under Alan Chasney, to commission the water distribution system and treatment in Grace in Vieux-Fort. We had to finish the Dennery water project. Tim, we have a minister who is clueless. And I believe that we need people to come out and speak. And I can say on behalf of the leader of the opposition, Alan Chasney, who is a bit too nasal to speak to you at this point in time, that one of the issues that he raised was that while we were talking about the desilting of the dam and CDB was financing it because there was the revenue guarantee of the percentage collected for it, that he was raising concerns about it is not just the desilting of the dam that was the issue, but it was treatment and distribution. And for how many decades have we heard that we are losing maybe 40% of the treated water. I'm not talking about untreated water, you know. And if you look at every project undertaken by the UWP, we were replacing the pipes, team, because we know. You remember one time, I think it was Labour Party and Renault was doing that project in town where they were running that 8-inch main. You remember how long the open trenches remained in Castries when they were running this main pipe to the north. So, team, if all of these works have been done, why are we having so much problems with water distribution? Is it a problem of management? Is it a problem of the amount of water that is being treated? People have more tanks nowadays than before, because what is keeping us going, team, is those who have water tanks. And both governments have distributed water tanks to people. I see Labour Party want to make a big fuss. We distributed hundreds of tanks. We ran a program where we were assisting people in putting gutter in for their houses so that they could do rainwater harvesting. What is this government doing to resolve the problem? And St. Lucians really believe that with Stevenson King in charge, what's the commission they have that is to regulate the price of water? You can remember the name, Tim?
I can't remember right now.
Alison Jean was in charge of. Where are they? What are they saying? So all they are there is to say that you're supposed to pay X amount for water, but when people not getting water, not a word from anybody. Tim, this government is clueless. And if they want to have a discussion about Roseau Dam and the silting, I can tell you...
Mr. Joseph, is the Nook. The Nook.
The Nook.
Yeah.
That's right.
National Utilities Regulatory Commission.
Exactly. So what are they regulating? Just the price? So they don't care when we have water or when we don't have water? You see, these institutions are not supposed to be political institutions. These are supposed to be citizens of this country who will put the best interest of the country before anything else. But Tim, regardless of which government is in office, these, whether UWP, whether SLP, you know what happens? You put a political person there, and the political person is more committed to the politics than they are committed to the well-being or the management of the entity in question. And we have to find a way to move from these things. And they can tell me, yeah, but you're a politician. I want them to know that when I was the minister responsible for WASCO, I want them to show me one person that I put at WASCO in management that was political. I want them to show me one person who was closely affiliated to UWP that we made manager or we did anything for these persons. Because you see, it's a lot of patronizing of party supporters that are incompetent, that have a lot of these institutions in the mess that they are. And if Philip J. Pierre was serious about anything in his government, he would have realized that Stevenson King is a failure in ministries. And Tim, the next time I call you, are you aware that when King left the UWP, he said we had set up some committee to bypass his ministry for road implementation? My understanding is the Prime Minister has now set up a unit in the Ministry of Economic Development to implement road projects. Now, if Steve betrayed the UWP for this reason, is he expected to betray the Labour Party for the same reason that a former chief engineer has been given the mandate and his budget was cut and the money went to the Ministry of Economic Development for road implementation? And that never happened to him under UWP. Under UWP, he was given every road project was implemented from his ministry. So, Tim, you see Wasco and you see the Roseau Dam, I know that Alan Shasney, as Prime Minister, was not just concerned about the desilting of the dam, but was concerned about water distribution. And even when Wasco did not have the money to change pipes, the government would step in and do what was necessary. This Labour administration, and with King as the head of Wasco or the ministry responsible for Wasco, team, we are going in reverse. Pierre is clueless about what is happening. And I want to tell St. Lucians, your water problems can never be resolved by this present administration because they don't know what is going on. Thank you, team.
Thank you so much for calling. Just heard there from former government minister, Mr. Guy Joseph. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. And of course, in a moment, I'll be turning my attention to Amanda, who will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Good afternoon to you, caller. Loud and clear.
Okay, we have to look at the water crisis and all of the problems from a different perspective. For instance, current problems require a new perspective. And I will make two quotations. For one, problems cannot be solved with the same mindset that created them. That's from Albert Einstein. And the second quotation is, one of the marks of a truly dominant intellectual paradigm is the difficulty people have, and that is last part is critical, in even imagining an alternative view. And if you notice when the water crisis, the discussion, there's no alternative view. Now, 12 years ago, a friend of mine whom I never met, we discussed the water crisis and we came up with a project, a solar desalination project, because of two things were happening. The population was growing. Two, industries were growing. And as a result, there was increased competition. To solve the water problems, carrying truckloads of water will not work. What you need to do is to use the latest technology, science and technology, to solve this problem. We spent 2 years researching the solar desalination project, and my responsibility was to put the business plan together. The total cost was $100 million US. It will have been located in the south.
$100 million US?
Yes, $100 million US. Now listen.
That's a lot of money.
It would have been a lot of money to solve a lot of problems. Because a solar desalination plant does not only come with water. There are many byproducts that can be used for revenue generation. For instance, sea salt, for instance, root crops, So it was, after we put the figures together, they approved of it based on the feasibility of the project. No one took that on, neither government took that on. And, it has gone on. They gave us the...
But don't you think it would take a lot less to improve Wasco's infrastructure and cause it to be viable for at least, let's say, the next 50 years or so? $100 million US is a lot of money.
The problem is not infrastructure. The problem has to do with climate change. There is less water coming on, and when it comes on in gushes. Kenya just implemented one for 270 people in an area. We cannot solve the problems with Wasco's infrastructure. And it has been 10 years. We should have known that by now. Simply changing pipes, simply doing this and that. And also, there was a plan to build wells at the time of our research. But further research shows that because the island had been involved in banana production for a long time, a lot of the pesticides flow down into the soil. So that water is also toxic. So if St. Lucia wants to come out of the water crisis, it will have no choice but to turn to science and technology, No choice. And $100 million, yes, it looks big, but for some developing countries, that's not much. And it was paying back for itself. it was financially stable. It also created a lot of export products. So, think you will be here next year.
Okay. All right,
so. Do the same.
Yeah,
okay?
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate your contribution as always. Of course, tomorrow is International Women's Day. I don't know if I could say Happy International Women's Day to you, Amanda, in advance. Maybe Happy International Young Ladies Day to you. That's
Thank
okay?
You,
that's appropriate? Okay. So let's play you. We have this promo. That's advertising activities, an event that will be taking place tomorrow, coinciding with the observance of International Women's Day.
This International Women's Day, the Department of Labor and Gender Affairs invites you to a special celebration under the theme For All Women and Girls, Rights, Equality, Empowerment. Join us as we celebrate women and girls with powerful performances of music, dance, and spoken word. And introducing WOW, Women Opening Windows, recognizing incredible women making a difference. Saturday, March 8th, 2025, Constitution Park Cash Streets, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wear a touch of purple and come be inspired, uplifted, and celebrate our women and girls.
So this was a public service announcement or promo advertising an event that is scheduled for tomorrow to coincide with the observance of International Women's Day. So amidst this observance, we continue to lament the absence of a support shelter for women. So let's remind you of the comment, the observation that was made just about 10 days ago by former Gender Affairs Minister Sarah Flood-Bobra.
On September 27th, 2001, when we established that shelter, I was the minister in office at the time. Okay, Timothy? 2001, what? Is it 24 years ago?
Yes.
That shelter established and we put it in place. That shelter has been run. When it was being run, when we established it, everything was in place. We had transportation to pick up the women. It is still in a secure location that you cannot access. These women had no right being at a guest house while a man was on the road looking for them. Timothy, I sound angry. I apologize for that. But I am not accepting Virginia Albert's empty words, empty promises. I'm not accepting it. I am not accepting it. She has to come again. You see, Virginia Albert, she was happy to say that she passed a new Domestic Violence Act, right? That very act that the government passed, that she was happy to talk about. And I commended her when she stood in Parliament and speak about it. That act empowers her to provide services including immediate transportation from the victim's residence to a medical center or shelter or other place for the victim. When you strengthen the law, when you are encouraging a woman to stand up to protect herself, you must also strengthen the safety net so that when she speaks up for herself, she's not in more danger. Virginia Albert, open the shelter.
A good time to open the shelter. Just heard there from former Gender Affairs Minister, Mrs. Sarah Flood-Bobra. Let us hear from Liana Johannes Paul, who is the United Workers' Party candidate for VA4 South, and she's speaking on violence against women.
As a woman, how many more mornings must I awaken to the news that another young woman's life has been cut short? You guys know where I'm going with that. How many more Valerie Lords, Alana Bernard, Jolie Williams must there be? When will we right this wrong to ensure that femicide is a thing of the past and that mothers should not continue to experience labor pains again of losing their daughters? A woman has a right to leave a relationship which is controlling and abusive and leave to see another day. As a woman, I vehemently condemn the killings of Jolie and Alana. No parent should bury their child. No child should be parentless. But guys, guess what? I'm going to tell it to you guys publicly today. I am a survivor of domestic violence. I am here today by the grace of God. And I do not support violence against women. This is a wrong that we definitely must right.
Leanna Johannes Paul, better known as Lady Lee, the United Workers' Party candidate for VA4 South. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Still to come, some more of your calls, WhatsApp messages. The discussion will continue. And Amanda, happy International Women's Day. She'll be going through some of your comments in just a moment.
Lucilac is transforming how you move. With our new electric vehicle charging stations, getting a quick and reliable charge is easier than ever. From Rodney Bay to Dennery, Vieux-Fort and Soufriere, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge network offers both fast and standard charging options. Convenient, efficient, and always ready when you are. Just download the Flash Charge app from Google Play or the Apple App Store, and with a few simple taps, you can set up an account and link it to a credit card. Find a station or scan the QR code to start charging in seconds. Lucilac is powering your journey and driving us toward a cleaner, greener future. Charge ahead with Lucilac's EV stations. Lucilac electric vehicle chargers, powering progress, energizing the future.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
Craving some irresistible KFC chicken? KFC Wow Box has got you covered. For only $22, you get 1 piece of juicy chicken, 1 delicious sandwich, and a side of crispy regular fries. This offer is available at all KFC stores island-wide, and now with both dine-in and delivery options available, you can enjoy your meal however you want. Come into the store and enjoy the KFC experience or have it delivered to your doorstep. Don't wait, order now through WhatsApp at 484-0400 or visit our website, kfcstlucia.com. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Get your KFC Wow Box today, whether it's dine-in or delivery.
Are you tired of going from doctor to doctor, spending time and money, yet still not getting the answers you need? Now, at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, we bring you the latest in medical technology, our state-of-the-art radiation-free full-body MRI. With unmatched accuracy, we can detect illnesses early, giving you the answers you deserve and the treatment you need, saving lives and saving money. No doctor referral needed. Results in just 24 to 48 hours. Plus, a free consultation with a doctor to explain all your results in detail. Don't wait. Take advantage of this special offer and book your full body MRI at our Cocoville, Rodney Bay, or Castries locations. Call 451-6559 now. La Clinique du Corps. Your health is our priority.
Watch this view here. If you missed it, yeah, itchy nose.
The St. Lucia National Cricket Association Prime Minister's Cup is back. It's going down at 4 venues: PI, Philip Masler Grounds, Groseley, and Mindu Philip Park. Games will be played both day and night. Will the champions Grosile defend their title, or will we see a newly crowned champion this year? Teams taking parts: last year's champion Grosile, runners-up Central Castries, South Castries, Babano, Monrepo, Mikud, Soufre, Viewfort North, Viewfort South, Denry, Choiseul, Babia Valley, and Deriso. This tournament bowls off on February 18th with defending champions Grosile coming up against Babano at 7 p.m. on the Grosile playing field. Games will be played from 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. Come out and support your favorite team. It's the St. Lucia National Cricket Association Prime Minister's Cup coming to a venue near you. Who's gonna emerge champions this year?
It's the Tile Thursday specials. The sale you've been waiting for is finally here, happening this Thursday at the Tile Gallery. Whether you're renovating your kitchen, bathroom, or updating your entire home, don't miss out on the chance to save big on high-quality tiles that will elevate any space. Mark your calendars for Tile Thursday specials, the last Thursday of every month. You can save up to 50% off on selected tiles. Located at M&C Home Depot in Sunville. Hurry in! These amazing deals are in-store only, and supplies are limited, so be sure to grab yours while you can. Remember, Tile Thursday only happens once a month, so don't miss out. Visit the Tile Gallery this Thursday. See in-store for details.
The St. Lucia Labour Party invites you to a national public meeting on Sunday, 9th March at 4 p.m. at the Ancillary Waterfront. Come and hear how this St. Lucia Labour Party government is working for you. From scholarships to jobs to progress for all, the SLP is putting you first. Join us for a massive meeting on the journey for continued progress. For you, the people. That's Sunday, 9th March at the Ancillary Waterfront from 4 p.m. You won't want to miss it. See you there.
In terms of our focus on VA4 South, and the various individuals will be contesting that seat come the island's next general election, concerns as to whether Dr. Kenny Anton will be contesting on behalf of the St. Lucia Labour Party and all that. We have been ignoring one individual, and that's Appa. From very early on, Appa said that he will be contesting that seat on an independent ticket. So if you are listening or watching the broadcast, Appa, a very good, not Appa, but Appa, good afternoon to you, sir, and all the best to you. Lucilec, the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, wishes to advise customers and also the public of the early closure of its customer service offices in Rodney Bay and VA4 today, Friday, March the 7th, as follows. The VA4 office has been closed from 10 o'clock this morning. The Rodney Bay office has been closed from 11 o'clock. This early closure is necessary to facilitate staff participation in a work-related activity to celebrate International Women's Day. Normal business will resume at all offices on Monday, March the 10th at 8 o'clock in the morning. Customers who wish to make payments during the closure period are kindly advised to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucilec.com, Shaw Pays online and walk-in service options, or the financial institutions that offer this service. For account balances, customers may dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433, 457-4433. Also, customers can access Lucilec service by using the virtual service desk at www.lucilec.com. Please be advised that responses on the virtual service desk will be delayed due to limited staffing. The management of Lucilec regrets any inconvenience that this early closure may cause. We have a call line via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you, sir. This is NewsSpin.
Hi, Jim.
Good afternoon to you, Rick.
I heard somebody saying on the radio yesterday that Rick Wynn is not just a caller to the NewsSpin, and Rick Wynn is an integral part of NewsSpin.
Okay,
I thought that was very funny.
This was
considering how hard it is sometimes to get your line.
This was not. Hold on, Rick. This was not planned because you did not call me today, but I intended to address that issue yesterday. So we have an overlay of this particular individual from yesterday. Okay, because the guys also went on to say, urged the St. Lucian public not to listen to NewsSpin. Is that individual referring to?
That's the person I don't know. Actually, to be truthful, he was given to me second hand.
Okay, but I heard him. So his photograph, his video is on the screen right now.
Hold on, let me if I can work that.
Yeah, try to watch it. A particular individual who is obsessed with NewsSpin. Can you see him?
Is that Azzy?
That's Azzy. That's the same guy.
Azzy has put on some tremendous pounds on his face since I saw him.
Yeah, yes. Azzy.
Barely recognizable. So Azzy is blaming me for not being able to get on your show?
No. I cannot remember. He made reference to Rick Wayne. I think Rick Wayne is always coming towards the end of the show, etc., etc. But he also urged the St. Lucian public not to listen to the program, not to call the program, just ignore NewsSpin, as if NewsSpin can be ignored. Anyway, I know that's not why you call the broadcast. Go ahead, Rick.
That's my friend and yours, right?
He's not really my friend. He has one friend, and that's not me.
Oh, Annie.
Yeah, the man has one in everything.
I was reading some articles about his time and running his company, running his what do you call it, party?
Yeah, but Rick, that's not why you called. So let's move on. That's not why you called.
No.
Let's move on.
Tim, I want to remind people that if a man is afraid to take risks for his opinions, it usually is because his opinions are no good, or that he is no good. Now, I'm not applying that to any one particular guy, but I just want to say that. For people who don't talk I encourage people to talk and express their opinions, because if you have opinions and you don't express them, what's the point? And now I listened to a guy a while ago talking about our water problems. Tim, how long would you say we've had these water problems in St. Lucia?
For decades now. Let's say for decades, because we had the water problem. You had people like Sir John Compton leading the effort, to ensure that people did not go to the rivers to take water, fetch water, and then to be afflicted with bilharzia, among other diseases and so on. And of course, we can credit him for having the foresight to construct the John Cam, which was opened in 1995, which is 30 years ago. That gives you an indication of how long now we've been facing those water problems. The only thing is that Rick, now it has gotten worse. It has exacerbated.
That's what I was waiting for now.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. But all we can say about our water supply is that it has grown worse.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am not going to pretend to have any idea how to solve those problems, and I suspect I'm not any more foolish in that regard than the managers over the years of Wasco, because nothing in their background suggests they know anything about water distribution and all that kind of stuff. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Of course. So,
but you know, Rick, what is lacking? What is lacking? Sorely lacking the empathy to come across from Wasco to communicate their concern to the people of this country. To take the calls in terms of the customer service, but to completely ignore your customers. I mean, that is atrocious.
Well, I see it differently. I see it as every institution we know is on breakdown, just like the pipes. Wasco has been giving excuses, rusty pipes and busted pipes for as long as I have been, since I returned here permanently, as long ago as that. Most of the places who are without water have been without water for years, over different administrations, Tim. The problems remain. And when with the politicians, well, I don't give a damn what side they belong to, neither do I give a damn in the chat room people who are only interested in hearing one thing, because these people don't realize they are committing suicide for themselves by not demanding improvement when their government is in office. They don't realize by keeping quiet for the sake of their government. Well, I don't even know about looking good, because if you don't have water, you don't have water. Imagine people are telling you now, women in particular, and you know how women are so private.
Yeah.
Women are now telling you they can't go to work because they stink.
Mm-hmm.
How many days they've been without water? Women are saying that publicly. So our situation has grown worse. A lot of it helped by the silence, the accommodating silence of party hacks. By all means, support your party, but not at your personal expense or the expense of your family. That is stupidity. It doesn't matter how you love your party. You have a duty to love yourself a lot more and your family a lot more. But so we are as complicit as ever. When the Labour Party is in office, the ECCB complain like hell about the water problem, the same problems. When the other side is in office, they complain the same damn problems. The only thing that changes, is that the problem gets worse. More pipes get busted, and so on and so on and so on. But Tim, as a layman, I consider we have more tourists than ever. Do we still supply the cruise ships with water?
Yes, we do.
So when those huge ships come in there, etc., you get water. We have more hotels. We have more people. We have more people on the sewage system. More and greater demands are being made on the resources supplied by John Compton in his time.
And you realize that we have so many sword-turning ceremonies for this investment, for this project, for this golf course.
Exactly.
And we're not focusing on the water crisis, the water situation, because concomitantly you're supposed to have a water utility company that is working for the benefit of the customers of this country. Because Wasco says it all, water is life.
Now, Tim, because I know you've been kind to me this time, what Wasco and the water represent is the breakdown the breakdowns that are not so obvious. Wasco is representative of the neglect and the breakdown of everything that is life-saving or life-sustaining in the country. Wasco is the representative of that. Lucelec is what we could be. And not just in terms of supplying electricity or water, what we could be as a people, doing what we have to do, making the sacrifices we have to make, the consistency of hard work, all the things that we need to have St. Lucia operating like Lucelec instead of Wasco is in our hands, Tim. We elect a bunch of people who have most of them have absolutely no background in work. They have no background in anything you want to emulate, you want to follow. None. As a matter of fact, some of them daily insult our intelligence, insult everything we hold dear, insult every standard we respect. And all we do, depending on whose side we are, we accommodate it one way or another. I really don't want to hear politicians, red, yellow, or blue, tell me why we don't have water. Because they've all had a chance to guarantee, as far as possible, that people get water. And I remember when I used to run around and didn't need a walker. Going to all those countryside places to write stories. The lady, you talked about Sipal, her name was Sipal. The lady, the one lady protest outside Wasco.
Yes, Mrs. Sipal. And I
was with her every day.
I remember interviewing her on Newsmaker Live.
There you go. I was with that woman every day, recording everything that happened and reporting it in the paper. So if she came on Wednesday, I would be reporting in the Saturday's paper. Now, what time she arrived there, what she was told, what she did.
You remember, Rick? You remember, Rick? She was even arrested outside Wasco.
Yes.
She was arrested.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now we don't care. And anything you say, somebody will tell you that's whataboutism. You're talking about two wrongs, right?
Yes.
You may have ignored for whatever reason, or maybe you did not ignore it and you were ignored. So if you talk about it now because the problem continues, where were you and so and so and so? How come we didn't hear your voice? I saw some idiot wrote on your chat room. Sorry, your chat room does get invaded once in a while by super idiots. Invaded, I said. I'm being nice to you.
Yeah.
Okay. That Sarah thought should shut up. Her time has passed.
I saw it.
Is like that.
I saw it, yes.
I mean, what kind of moron writes like that? And you know that is motivated by partisanship. You will continue to get crap leaders, crap members of parliament, and you will notice, either you have the same players coming on over and over, and if you make a point to try to have new players, they are likely to be inferior to what we had 20 years ago. Men who can't talk, men who obviously don't read, men and women who have no example to show us of critical thinking, who have no ideas of what to do. We spend millions and millions of dollars, and the roads continue to be flooded, and the same slides in the same place continue as usual. Millions and millions of dollars over the years. We have a hospital, 400 million. Nobody's talking about accounting from the night the fire burned up to now how $400 million or thereabouts got swallowed up. We prefer to fight each other as to when we're going to get the hospital and who built the hospital and who did that. The money, what happened to the money? You have people getting accused of being anti-St. Lucian and working against St. Lucia if you question too strongly accountability and so on. Until this shit stops, Tim, we're down into that disgusting sewer, and that's where we're going to live. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Rick Wayne will not be the final caller today. We have our final call on the WhatsApp platform. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good
Yes,
afternoon,
ma'am.
Amanda.
Good afternoon.
caller.
Tim, my emphasis today is placed on Wasco and the banana industry in general agriculture sector. First, Wasco will not get better. They will get worse. Wasco employees are all hacks of Labour Party. Nenen, grandmother, grandfather, aunties and aunts, and all they are there doing dirty job for the management of Wasco. That's number one. Number two, the agriculture sector. Is the banana project now is called BMU. I don't know the significance of that, and I don't know the meaning of that. It don't fall anyway. The banana industry today, they're paying the hacks a little kakata, which is very good. But let me tell you, Tim, at Lakai, every chair in Lakai is covered in red. Every chair for the sitting of handling those farmers with the little kakada is covered in red, in red, in red. So what will stop? The heads, the politicians, the candidates. I was so surprised and I was angry, I was mad that women was being insulted, calling the new candidates at the election, at the convention that was put on Sunday, calling them asses. Asses. 5 asses was elected, and then they put a face, vet and do everything and place it like they were pigs. They were pigs. The photo that was put on were pigs. I mean, our politics has gone too low, Tim. It has gone very low. And I'm saying one thing. Nothing is greater than the Almighty. Nothing is greater than the Almighty. I am covered under the blood of Jesus Christ. I am a very religious person. I am a person that prays a lot. And I pray. The Labour Party accept they're taking 17 North. Let it be. Let it be, Tim. Let them go. But one move that has been done, that there is an injunction placed that the CIP money cannot be used. The CIP money cannot be used. And all the cases that have been stagnant, all the cases against the leader of the opposition, I hope this last case of the injunction stays stagnant. Stupid as they are, foolish as they are, doing things. Although St. Lucians like money, 10 cents, $5, $10, $20, they will go for it to vote for it. But if you vote for $10, $5, $20, $100, that is a 5-year contract. You've been paid. You cannot go back to the politician and ask them to give you this or give you that, because you've been paid. You've been paid for 5 years. So if St. Lucia wouldn't want to go ahead and to accept that, and then not to think about the future of their children, not the future of the children, the future of the grandchildren, the future of the nation. We all are St. Lucians. When all those sack patat, when a bag of potato is spoiled, the smell it has, when all those sack patat come on top show and behave the way they are behaving and use up all kind of obscene languages and do all kind of things, karma. Just remember karma. Karma. Let them go and pray. Let them put the Holy Spirit in them. Let them put God first and let God fight their battles for them and not what that they are being said. I have age to die, Tim. I am of age to die. So I fear no evil. I fear no man. I fear nobody that will do anything wrong against me. I am a St. Lucian. I'm living in a democratic island, and I am free to say what I have to say once it is righteous, and I don't care. My time on earth can be limited, but if anything happened to me, my blood will be on their shoulders, and that will be an everlasting thing. So tell the Labour Party, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't run a clean campaign. Don't run a campaign on lies. Don't do that. Because what happened? A lot of our peoples are hungry. A lot of our people are broke. A lot of our people are suffering. I mean, St. Lucian, and they will go for anything. Let it be. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Listen now, attention to our question of the day. Why are some hacks so obsessed with NewsSpin? Why are some hacks so obsessed with NewsSpin? Our question of the day. Finally, the NewsSpin news of the day. Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship explodes in space, raining debris over the Caribbean. Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship explodes in space, raining debris over the Caribbean. And let's just take a little couple minutes, Mr. Producer, if you don't mind, as we continue to remember Kakal and what has happened to him being transferred. Police officers get transferred every other day. It does happen, right? But it seemed a little strange that he performed at the United Workers' Party meeting on the Sunday, and then the following day, which is the Monday, May the 3rd, received his letter to be transferred to the south of the island. Here is Kakal with My Screwdriver.
Lucia, is your husband at home? Why you want me to come alone? A handyman you want me to be? You want me to fix your TV? So I take the bat and I put it back and I make sure it's clean and proper. The next thing I do is to fit the screw, use my Phillips to screw it up. I feel it screwing up everything. Phillips screwing up everything. I feel it screwing up everything. Phillips screwing up everything. My Phillips screwdriver screwing up everything. My Phillips screwdriver, mama screwing up everything. My Phillips screwdriver screwing up everything. My Phillips screwdriver, mama screwing up everything. If you hear it, zoom now, in infrastructure, in agriculture, education ministry, but nothing enlightening. She didn't me to Philip to see. If I could fix the economy, so much money Philip borrow. We'll suffer to pay that back tomorrow.
Price of gas so high, people start to cry. So I gone to fix the gas pump, the electric meter, everything good. And I fit seems to malfunction, but my feel it screwing up everything. Feel it screwing up everything. My feel it screwing up everything. Feel it screwing up everything. My feel it screwdriver, mama. Screwing up everything. My feel it screwdriver, mama. Screwing up everything. If you hate zoop now, in infrastructure, in agriculture, education ministry. What? Listen. What? Oh no. You're the man not satisfying. Oh no. He want to fix the relationship. Oh no. So I not no fool, so I take my tool and I check what need to repair. Trust and gratitude, girl, respect your tooth, that feelings will reappear. And I will keep screwing up everything. Feeling screwing up everything. My feelings screwing up everything. Feelings keep screwing up everything. My feelings screwdriver, mama. Screwing up everything. My feelings screwdriver, mama. Screwing up everything. If you hear it, zoop now. In tourism, look at down in the south. Zoop now. Everything going up. Nothing ain't tightening. Thank you very much.
I've overstayed my welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, and that is NewsSpin. My name is Timothy Poleon. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back, God willing, same time on Monday, 12:30, with another edition of NewsSpin. Goodbye.